That's beautiful. I love it.
Turn the power on.
Yes, sir.
I see you.
What are you doing over here?
I don't know. I'm spying.
The famous JT.
I'm spying.
Mercier. You know, real quick, well, JT, get in over here real quick. You know, if you guys don't remember, JT, we had an opportunity to interview him, and off camera, I was trying to ask, what kind of man is Kenny? And you told me a situation. What did he do for you, brother?
This man saved me off the side of the road. You probably saved me at least $1,500.
Oh,
at least.
Oh, wow, you owe me.
I tried to pay you. Look, busted fuel line on the side of 285 in the morning. It's rush hour traffic. Called this man. He was like, "Give me 30 minutes. I'll be there." He brought me diesel fuel. He came and picked up the fuel line when he had one made. I tried to put money in this man's hand. He said no. Just buy me dinner one day. That's all he wanted. He just wanted to get me off the side of the road. I mean, you can't ask for a better friend than that.
I'm telling you.
Just trying to help a friend out.
Yeah.
And I like a good meal, so.
No, I appreciate you. No, thank you for sharing that, you know, because people don't get to really see real trucking. You know, this is what trucking is. We're a brotherhood, we're a sisterhood, we're out here, and we should be here to help each other. It doesn't matter if you're new in the business, it doesn't matter if you've been doing it for a long time, you know, help each other out.
Yeah,
and I appreciate you. You know, you're somebody that a lot should look up to, and I don't know if you know that, but you're really special to a lot of people out here.
I definitely look up to him.
Well, I'm taller than you are, so you have to.
What's going on with the truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. We're here, man, with the legendary, amazing Kenny Wilson. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
We're doing great. You know, before we start talking the deep conversation of trucking and how you truly feel about it, let's talk about this beautiful Freightliner right beside you.
Oh, this old bucket of bolts here. It's a 1980 FLC that I found at a salvage yard and put back together for just to take out to truck shows.
Wait up, are you telling me this was in pieces a few days ago? Is that what you're telling me?
Almost. It was on its leg to go to pieces, but we saved her from the salvage man so that we could put her back on the road.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, Kenny, you know, let's start from the front of it and walk us through the build.
Okay.
You know, what you've done.
All right. I've replaced all the shiny parts. I took the paint and just sort of buffed it out as what it was. It just needed to be cleaned up real good. So got a new bumper, new headlights, polished the grill, all the fenders. We polished the chrome, polished the wheels. All those been replaced. The paint's original paint design that was on it, the stripes, they call that the Casper paint scheme. Freightliner used to have all their own different paint schemes that they named after cities that they had dealerships in.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
It is. You can go on, there's a Facebook page, can't remember the name of it, but we have it listed on there, the different paint schemes for Freightliners.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Freightliner would be real good. They would custom make whatever you wanted. Unlike Peterbilt or Kenworth, if a customer wanted something, they would do it to whatever they wanted, which made Freightliner a little special.
I didn't know that. No, I'm getting a truck lesson with Freightliner today.
Oh, well, we're just here spreading what little knowledge we know.
Oh, you know, they say great knowledge, even the best, if not shared, is useless, huh?
That's true. That's true. I've learned it from somebody else. I'm just repeating what I've heard. So.
I heard that. No, let's keep on walking. This is beautiful.
Great. But we took it, like I said, buffed the paint, polished the tanks. I did stretch it. It was spring ride, and I changed it over and put a Airleaf Freightliner airliner suspension underneath it. Improves the ride, changed the gear ratio so I can get to the shows a little quicker than what I did.
Oh, I love it. No, it looks beautiful, Kenny. You know.
Thank you.
Now, what's under the skirt? Because a lot of people want to always see the motor. What we got going on?
Oh, okay. Well, we got a 400 big cam Cummins, 13-speed Fuller transmission with 370 gears underneath it.
Is that something we could take a look at?
We can. It's not as pretty as the outside, but if we want to look at it.
I'll be honest, when I saw this, I've been waiting to interview you.
Have you now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be honest. because
and it's all still a work in progress. Any truck that you do, you're always something else to do to it. I'm here at the show. I'm getting ideas that I want from somebody else that I want to incorporate into my truck. Mine, I was telling somebody, it's not much a restoration, but a preservation. I sort of keep it like it is. It's a 1980. I do it and use parts and chrome that an owner-operator would use in 1980.
I'm telling you, it's, you know, if my uncles saw this right now, it'd just bring back so many memories, you know.
Oh, I bet. And that's one reason we come to the show, to bring back memories and to excite the young kids.
No, I'm excited already. I'm like, is now, I know there's a lot of background noise, but could we turn on the motor? Is that something we can listen to?
Yeah, sure.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I call it Smoky because she smokes a lot when I first crank her up, but it'll clear out.
Yeah, that's what I love to see. It's beautiful. And she purrs real nice.
Thank you. I hadn't done anything to the motor. That's when I found it. I put some batteries in it cranked up. Luckily, we got a good one.
I tell you, brother, this is great. I love it. We're good. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we can turn it off. Yeah, let's look on the inside real quick. What are we looking at right here?
We're looking at a 1980s dash. We call it an older style dash. They come with a full gauge package. It's got gauges to monitor your engine temperature, transmission temperature, your rear end temperatures, with your normal tack, turbo, exhaust gas. You can see what temperatures are on that when you're pulling the hill. Make sure it doesn't get too hot and burn the motor up. Several toggle switches for different lights and jake brakes and stuff as that.
Thank you.
Still smoking up there.
Oh yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Oh, the bedroom's all messy.
Oh, don't worry. I won't even. You guys get a side look. That's it. A lot of times in trucking, what we do, people might not know us. They might not see us. We are invisible to people at times.
Mm-hmm.
But our job is extremely important.
Yes.
And how many years have you been doing this now, Mr. Kenny Wilson?
58. 37 years.
37 years.
37 years I've been trucking. All I've ever wanted to do was drive a truck.
Now, let's talk about it, sir. When did you start trucking?
I started trucking. My dad taught me how to drive a truck. We worked at a rail yard and drove the spotter truck, so I learned the basics with that. I always wanted to go and drive over the road. So when I graduated high school, I went to college for 1 year. Academics wasn't for me, so I took another year, went to diesel mechanics, took trade school. So I learned enough to work on the trucks a little bit. And while I was doing that, I was working at a truck shop, changing tires, washing trucks, learning the basics, because I knew I wanted to drive a truck.
Yeah.
So on my 21st birthday, the guy told me he would hire me. The company I was working at wouldn't hire me because I didn't have the experience. I was new. You had to have 2 years experience. Well, his insurance would hire me on my 21st birthday, I went and he put me to work, and I've been driving ever since over the road.
Ever since over the road.
And I've been driving for him off and on for those 30-something years.
Still.
Ain't
that something? Mm-hmm. So, if we fast forward now, 37 years later, where is Mr. Wilson at? Where are you at? What are you doing now?
I moved to the family business. I came off the road. I went into the family business after my son was born. My daddy sort of weighed the odds and ends. He said, hey, come work for the family. You've got a new son, and raise your family, be at home. So I chose that. I sold my own truck. I had my own truck at the time, and come off the road, I sold that and joined the family business, repair and trailer. So I do semi-trailer repair in the Atlanta area. So I'm still in touch with trucks. I still work for the fellow that hired me on my 21st birthday.
That's so crazy.
I still work for him part-time on weekends to make what I call chrome money so I can play with this.
I love it. I have so many questions. Anyone with as much experience as you have, there's a lot of people that are looking to get into trucking. And I always say that trucking can be an opportunity for people, mm-hmm. but sometimes they might not have someone point them in the right direction. So with your 37 years experience, would you recommend trucking still for the new generation?
Sure. It's what you make of it. It's a great way. I wanted to travel. I grew up traveling a little bit, and I would see the trucks, and I always wondered, I'd say, okay, where's that freight going? Where's that freight been? Where's that truck been? Great way to see the country and get paid to do it. It's just finding the right company and finding your right niche in the industry to make it worthwhile. And not the jobs that I like, somebody else may not like my job. Bed bugging is not my thing.
It's no one's thing. It's no one's thing. I got stuck doing it, man. Yeah. It's no one's thing.
I hauled produce for a little while for the same guy, and because I wanted to drive the big flashy trucks.
Yeah.
I quit a good paying job to drive the big flashy trucks, so I wanted to see California. I wanted to haul produce and chickens and live that lifestyle in the late 80s, and it was fun.
I could tell for you, this isn't a job. It was never a job.
Oh, I've enjoyed it. It's hard work, but I'd have to say I've enjoyed every minute of it, and it gives me some great stories to tell.
What's your best story that you could think of? And it could be about anything, just a story that it just was such an amazing experience in your life, and if you weren't trucking, you wouldn't have been able to experience that.
One, we took, when Hurricane Andrew came into South Florida, we ran supplies down there for relief. It was something we wouldn't get to done. The places that you get to go. And my wife fusses at me. I said, well, I've been in that building. I've been in this building. I've been there. You watch a TV show. I know where this is. And she gets upset. But it's just the adrenaline's like, I know that. I've seen that, been there.
The Walking Dead. It was in Georgia.
It was in Georgia. Been there.
I saw it and I looked and I was like, it's in Georgia, right?
It's in Georgia, yes.
So from all the years, what's the best state, prettiest state that you drove into?
Every state's pretty. Every state's pretty in its own different way. The Northern Carolina, the mountains, Tennessee. I always use, if you cross Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, you cross the desert. Well, the desert's it's plain and drab, but it's different and it's pretty in each state. Each state the desert's different in. And the same way with the trees back here and the color. You come back east, you have color where you don't have it as much out west. So I liked all of them. I ran Northwest, I've run up to Idaho, Montana, and I've been to Washington. I've been to...
Any state you haven't been to?
There's 4 that I haven't been to. Alaska, North Dakota, Minnesota, and Vermont or New Hampshire. One of those I haven't been to.
You'd hit those, both of those in the same day.
Yeah, it's short hop.
Yeah, short hop. My agency's out in Rhode Island, so you short hop over there. So I like to ask this question: where's the best place to get some food in all of America?
All of America. I'd have to be in the South. Georgia's got some great food. I like Southern cooking.
All the Georgia truckers right now are like, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say it, but is this your favorite truck right here, or was this your dream build?
When growing up, my favorite truck was a Peterbilt. I always liked the Peterbilt 359s. But as I got older and got into the truck show circuit, I noticed that everyone had Peterbilts. So I went to a show and there weren't any Freightliners there, and I happened to stumble upon this truck at the salvage yard. I said, hey, this would be a great build to take to the shows. So because here at this show, semi-crazy casual truck show, there's only 2 Freightliner FLCs here.
I was gonna say, you're representing Freightliners pretty well. All the Freightliners, even the Cascaders, are like, yes, we got someone. He's on our team.
Well, I do that. We do on Facebook, Freightliner Facebook page. They do in March. They do the Freightliner photo contest, or they do it face off, kind of like the your brackets for the basketball, college basketball. We came runner up year before last, and this year we won it.
You are the one. You won it.
We won it. Freightliners photo contest.
I love it.
Beat out other Freightliners. You send your own picture in, and people on Facebook would vote for their favorite tractor. You went in the brackets, and had Freightliners all over the country and the world for that matter, because there was some from New Zealand or Australia, and this one came in first.
How'd that feel for you?
I felt wonderful. Get the title Mr. Freightliner for a month.
So I didn't know. It's not legendary Kenny Wilson. It's Mr. Freightliner. I messed up. I apologize. I didn't know who I was in front of, sir.
No, they my friends and people have told you a little more about me than what. Been in one movie actually been in 2 movies with this truck.
Let's talk about it, because I was just going to ask you, tell me some interesting things, because this truck is very interesting. So talk about that for a second.
Well, the movie industry's moved from California to Georgia a lot, and living in Atlanta, there's a lot of movie studios there. I got a phone call, 2 phone calls actually, to be in 2 movies, and it was about a year apart. And
what movies?
I was in the movie The Front Runner, but the truck was cut out of the scene. So anyway, you got to go hang on the movie set while they film. You take the truck there and they park it, put it where they want to. They'll put a little makeup on it, and you sit back and watch them.
And get paid.
I
love that. And the other movie?
The other movie was Sextuplets, which is on Netflix.
Oh, with what was it? Sextuplets.
One of the Wayans Brothers.
Yeah, the Wayans Brothers, right? Marlon Wayne.
I think it was Marlon Wayman.
This truck was in this one.
It's in that movie.
Because I was like, this truck looked familiar, because I've seen that movie. I do like, he's a quirky guy.
Yeah.
But what scene was it that this movie?
It's about middle ways of the movie. They do a truck stop scene. Him and his sister come out, and they're arguing, talking to 2 truck drivers. It was a truck stop scene, and the truck's in the background.
So they wanted the truck and not you?
Well, I've auditioned. I've rehearsed to be a truck driver all my life, and I auditioned for them, but they didn't use me.
Well, because you only had 37 years experience as a real truck driver. I've auditioned for some stuff, and Mario Lopez always beats me.
Does he?
In everything I do.
I see the resemblance, yeah.
I'm like, he's not even a trucker. They're like, no, we went with experience.
Yeah, I thought they were the directors and all that looking. We're standing around talking truck. I said, I'm doing what truck drivers do. We're standing around talking. I dressed in my best truck driving apparel, a nice Western shirt, boots, and ball cap, and I said they couldn't pick out a real truck driver if they seen one.
I'll tell you, right, the way the media, the way that people think that us truck drivers look, they think we're this really, really big, really dirty, stained shirt, no respect for nobody.
I hate that about that, and to some degree it's our own fault, because running around now you see some drivers that go to receivers or shippers, and they don't dress to earn the part.
Dress to earn the part.
Dress, use the word dress for success, or take pride in your ride. You've heard those. Well, it's the way that you dress, and you walk up in flip-flops and sweatpants and shorts. Hey, I'm not sure if I wanted to load this truck or not, but that's not my call. That's whatever wants to be comfortable, but that's not the way that I drive.
No, I agree, sir. Anything that you would like to see the industry change a little bit?
Well, the dress code would help a little bit. The parking, I know there's a big issue with parking. I don't remember that when I drove in the 80s and 90s over the road. It was starting to be an issue then, but you could still come in a truck stop late at night and find a place to park. Or in the afternoon, you could park in a truck stop, run inside, sit down, and have a nice meal at a truck stop, and then get up and leave. But now there's very seldom any parking at truck stops. If you're not in a truck stop by 5 o'clock, you're not going to find a parking spot.
Yeah, they need to start figuring that out for us.
Yeah.
And definitely just I see just more communication. I don't see a lot of truckers on the CB. I know there's a lot of shit talking on the CB radios these days, but more communication on that. What are your thoughts about CB radios and such?
They ought to come back. You should have one in the truck. It helped in weather conditions. On the way up here, we can run on a situation where someone had broke down in the right lane, and there was several of us. We try to travel to the shows together in case something happens. We're there to help each other, and ran up on the car, broke down in the right lane, and that way I can warn my other drivers behind me they need to move over so that they don't crash into that. And that would be helpful in some of the videos that I've seen out in Wyoming on 80. I don't remember those happening when I drove out that way years ago, these multi-car pileups. But then again, we didn't have social media where it's
you see it now. You really instantly see it.
Instantly see it. Yes.
Yeah. No, I agree to that.
It may have happened, but we didn't know about it as quick.
Yeah. It's just if I end up talking to you, we could talk for hours. Yeah. It's one of those things where I'll try to keep it short, but I'm very just impressed with your life and what you've done and the people that you've touched. And I just think it's amazing, and I'm really glad that we just got a chance to talk, right?
Exactly. I enjoy it. I just the way I learned, people taught me. I had older drivers. That's who taught me to drive. I brought a fellow to the show today. He was one of the fellows that taught me to drive a truck.
Really?
He was one of my mentors. I have several mentors. Some are still with us, some aren't. But they would show me how to do things. Or we'd run together and hey, let's stop here. Best case scenario when we was running the West Coast, had a friend, he stopped and slept every night, took a shower every night, but he would still make California the same time we would for his Monday morning appointments.
What'd he do? What's the strategy? What's the key?
The strategy was to keep the left door closed. Where before we was running with the good time gang, and we want to stop here, stop there, and goof off or party, whatever you want to call it. But he just was constant. The turtle in the hair type race. Turtle wins every time.
That's great advice. Any other advice that you'd recommend for people to be successful in trucking?
To be successful in trucking, patience. Find your niche. Find what you like to do in it. It's going to take you a while to try other things. It's a job you can always come back to. You can try it. If you don't like it, you can come back to it. It's always, you get your CDL and try other things and say, I've got this, I can always fall back on trucking. It's always going to be there. Even with the autonomous trucks coming out, there's still going to be a need for trucks.
I was going to ask you about that. We can let the phones ring and stuff. We're just having this is the street interviews, things happening, tractor parades and all that. You know what I mean? I'm very curious on what your thoughts are with that. There's a lot of people. Did you need to get a drink of water or anything? You all right?
No, I'm good. That's what.
Okay. A lot of people say autonomous trucks are going to kill trucking. There's not going to be any truck drivers left. I mean, with all your experience, what you've seen, what are your thoughts, and where do you see trucking going?
Trucking's always going to be here, and you've always got to have the driver behind the wheel to get it to the end product, to the end destination. Autonomous trucks can't do it. Someone's got to stop and fuel the trucks, and the autonomous truck, somebody's got to be on the truck. Just because it drives itself, somebody still has to be there. But trucking will always be around.
No, I love it. I love it. Any shout outs to anyone that has helped you in your 37 years get you to where you are to this day?
Well, just shout out to everybody. Like I said, I've learned from everyone.
It's the family.
Family, yeah. Important, somebody. but just everyone's helped me, and I try to return the favor by helping other folks.
No, I hear you. No, that's
and
great.
I just try to be nice to everybody. Try to be patient. Main thing I see with trucking day, be patient. Don't be tailgating. Give the driver room. Don't be crowding on a multi-lane highway. Just leave the other driver room for an out in case something happens. And I see it a lot in Atlanta when I drive around 285. Is everybody's crowded up, running nose to tail and side by side each other. So when something happens, there's no one has a way out.
No, that's great. No, I appreciate that. You know, this is great. You know, I could talk to you forever. It's like you've done your truck's been in movies. 37 years, couldn't even get the part that you've been playing your whole life.
The part I've practiced for my whole life, I couldn't even get.
I love it. I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
You know, no, thank you. You know, I never thought that we'd ever get an opportunity to get to this point. I never thought that the program would ever, I'd ever have a chance to, you know, do anything. So with your help.
Well, we wish you success in this and hope it takes off and you get millions of viewers and what the money starts coming in. Don't you get so many subscribers?
It would be great. I would like that, and then, you know, we'll get your truck in here, and then we'll both try to, you know, go for promote it, and we're gonna build it up. That's one on my bucket list now. We're gonna get you as a truck driver on a movie. It's gotta happen, because the way they did you, they used your truck and they didn't use you. We're not gonna let that one go.
Well, they had to have a speaking part, and I'm not that good of a speaker.
I think you did great today.
Well,
I think you did great today.
Thank you, sir.
Great. No, that's great.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.